Well, I think there's a play coming up soon, Cameron, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, but I don't like to be in plays, so I don't think I can do it.
I used to do plays when I was a young boy. I was pretty good at it.
I mean, yeah, I actually was in plays, but I'm not in this one, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do.
Well, I think you could reach out to Mr. Bucci, right?
Yeah, and I guess I could be in stage crew.
Yeah, definitely join stage crew, and you could help.
And I know Miss Danoff runs it, and so does Mr. Deneno. They do other stuff besides the musical, so there's so many opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. So I think y'all should watch the video that's coming up next and find out about stage crew.
Yep, check it out.
Hello, Norristown. My name is Keenan Williams, and I'm with Miss Danoff, and we're going to talk about stage crew. How you doing, Miss Danoff?
Doing well, thanks.
So tell us about stage crew.
So Stage Crew is a teacher-led, student-worked group. We bring students into our light booth. They are taught how to work the light board and the sound board. And there's also a second light board down on stage, so the students get to learn how to use both of those from the technical aspect. We also teach them how to move the curtains on stage, and we use the students for rentals and for concerts and performances that actually happen here on stage.
What is the goal for stage crew?
For us as teachers, we're just trying to make sure that students get to experience. That's okay.
What happened?
We're just trying to get students to be able to experience things that are outside of just sitting in a classroom. So they actually get the hands-on, being able to work with a light board, being able to work with a sound board, and seeing what this kind of job would be like in the real world.
When did you start it?
I have been doing stage crew for probably 6 years or so. I've helped out in small aspects since I started here 11 years ago, but I took over a little bit with Mr. Deneno.
What kind of jobs are in stage crew?
So again, we have light board, we have the sound board. We also have, for some events, people to work the follow spot, which is always a fun one. There are runners backstage, depending on which rental we have. There are some that involve getting people on and off stage, which is a thing that we can't do from up top. So we're in communication through walkie. Down to, it's usually stage left, where we're bringing people on and off stage. And they help us do like pulling the curtains and moving students on and off stage for us.
What skills are required for stage crew?
At the beginning, none. So most of the people that we have brought in that are students have never experienced stage crew in any aspect before, so we teach them everything they need to know from the beginning, putting microphones on people, how to set stuff on the board, and program different lights.
Is stage crew only for school activities, or is like
uses the auditorium for school district functions, so that's like choir concerts, band concerts, people in the community. There are dance schools who will rent our facility out, and they'll come in and do an entire recital on a weekend. We've had tons of different rentals, and each one is different in terms of what we need. I don't know if that answers your question, but
oh, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
So who can we contact if someone wants to join stage crew?
Easy. So that's you can contact me, Mrs. Danoff, or Mr. Deneno. We're pretty easy to find. Choir room is 141. So if you ever have a question, come find me, or you can email us at the Norristown, the long extensions.
Gotcha. What are the responsibilities for someone in stage crew?
So number one responsibility is making sure that you are where you're supposed to be on time. If you've signed up to be somewhere, not to leave us hanging, because if I need a 3-person crew and I only wind up with 2, it messes us up. We can't have the communication that we need. But otherwise, just being open to learn and critique. So if something doesn't go right the first time, it's okay. One of us will teach you how to do it, or we'll show you how to do it a different way. So just be willing to learn and get critique and make sure that you're responsible. We can't have people not showing up.
Does every student at Stage Crew have to work at every event in
No.
school?
So I've started taking a list of names of students who want to participate. I've got probably 40 people on this list, but we don't need that many people for every event. So depending on what it is, like Mr. Norristown, we usually use 2 up in the booth and 1 or 2 on follow spot, and then we have a couple that are down on stage. So that's, 5 or 6 people that we would need for that. Whereas if you were helping with the musical, they would need stage crew people, maybe 10 or 15 at a time, to do all manner of different things, moving props off the stage, moving things back on the stage, working the booth. So that it all depends on what event is happening. Some are paid, some are not. When we have a rental that comes in, it's a small stipend. But most of the stuff that is here is just for the good of helping out the school.
Okay. When do you all meet?
We don't have a club time for meeting, but we do take everybody's email and their homeroom numbers so that we can contact people when we need them. We will probably hold 1 meeting or 2 just to kind of get through the basics with everybody. But after that, it'll be we'll call when we need. If there's a performance coming up for a rental.
Why do you think it's important for students to go to Stage Crew?
I think I mentioned earlier, I think it's a good way to have students experience things that are outside of sitting in a desk and reading from a book. So not everybody learns the same way. Some people learn better visually and some people learn better by doing. So to be in a classroom or in a setting where you can go to a light booth or a sound booth and physically move the sliders and see, oh, well, when I do this kind of reaction happens, and knowing how to fix that, it's easier for some people than it is for others. And I think it gives the student body here more of an opportunity to excel at something.
Is there anything you would like to add?
Just that we're very open to having people join us. Can't wait to see who comes out this year. We do like to train people when they're freshmen or sophomores, so that way we don't have to retrain them over the years. It's nice to be able to continue that. So I don't know, we're very open and excited, and come find us so that we can get you working.
Thank you so much, Ms. Danoff.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Keenan Williams with Ms. Danoff talking about Stage Crew. Now back to our host.